boxing. But you doing what you want to do. Nobody can do it like Claressa. Come on, y'all, give her a round of applause.
Y'all, hold on to your seats, because what I'm about to reveal is absolutely explosive and will leave the internet in shock. Claressa Shields, yes, the world-renowned boxing champion, just went live on Instagram and dropped a bombshell allegation that's sending Hollywood and social media fans into a frenzy. She claims, in the most heartbreaking and horrifying details, that Papoose physically abused her, and it all revolves around none other than Remy Ma. According to Claressa, the nightmare started when she told Papoose she was pregnant. Instead of support, she alleges that Papoose blamed her first, outright denying the baby was his, and then viciously accused her of cheating. But it didn't stop there. Boss, what she described next is pure horror. Allegedly, Papoose physically assaulted and tortured her, leaving marks and bruises on her hands, shoulders, and back, all captured by Claressa herself on camera. The sight alone is enough to break your heart and make anyone question humanity. Claressa says this abuse was all allegedly to force her to go back to Remy Ma, to save a relationship that she claims she was never meant to be a pawn in. She showed her injuries live, tears streaming down her face, as she described the emotional and mental trauma that has left her shattered. Y'all, the video exploded instantly. Hashtags started trending, fans are divided, and the debate is raging across social media. Some are standing by Claressa, some are defending Papoose, but one thing is crystal clear. This revelation is catastrophic, shocking, and a game-changer for Hollywood gossip. Everyone is talking, everyone is sharing, and the drama is now officially viral. Claressa Shields just pulled back the curtain on one of the most intense, emotional, and shocking stories you'll see this year, and trust me, this is only the beginning.
Third thing, I am so smart and so intelligent, can't nobody try to get down on me or snake me or anything.
Y'all, tonight, we uncover a story so harrowing, so shocking, that it's shaking Hollywood to its very core. Claressa Shields, the boxing champion known for her resilience in the ring, has stepped into a different kind of fight, one that plays out in the shadows of fame, power, and personal betrayal. In a recent Instagram Live, Claressa made allegations that, if true, reveal a dark side of the music industry no one talks about. She claims that Papoose, yes, the rapper, physically abused her, and that it all unfolded under the shadow of Remy Ma. The story begins, according to Claressa, with what should have been a moment of trust, a personal revelation. She told Papoose she was pregnant. What she expected was support, care, and understanding. Instead, she says she was met with blame, denial, and accusations. "The baby isn't mine," he allegedly said, dismissing her truth in a way that shattered her emotionally. Then came the accusations of cheating, a claim that cut deeper than any punch she had ever faced in the ring. Claressa described how this was just the beginning of the torment. From there, the nightmare escalated. Claressa alleges that Papoose's actions turned physical, leaving her with visible marks, bruises, and injuries that she displayed live on Instagram. Shoulders, arms, and back, each bruise a testament to the terror she endured. She said the abuse was not random. It was allegedly orchestrated to control her, to manipulate her into returning to Remy Ma, a figure Claressa describes as central to the dynamics that caused this alleged violence. Each story she told was punctuated with visible anguish, tears streaming down her face as she detailed moments that would leave any observer reeling in shock. Claressa's account paints a chilling picture of power, manipulation, and emotional torture. She described feeling trapped, powerless, and used as a pawn in a relationship that she had no control over. She spoke of nights spent alone, bruised, both physically and emotionally, fearing that any misstep would be twisted into justification for further abuse. This, she says, was the ultimate betrayal, not just by someone she trusted, but by the very system that is meant to protect individuals from harm. Social media erupted almost instantly after her live session. Fans, celebrities, and critics alike weighed in, divided in opinion yet united in the shock that a story of this intensity had emerged. Hashtags began trending, and conversations flooded Twitter, Instagram, and news platforms. Some expressed outright support for Claressa, praising her courage for coming forward. Others, skeptical, demanded proof, questioning whether the allegations could withstand public scrutiny. But one thing is undeniable. The video itself went viral in minutes, And the narrative was no longer hers alone, it had become a global spectacle. The tragedy Claressa described was compounded by the motive she alleges behind it all: control for another relationship. She claims that the abuse was designed to pressure her into submitting, to comply, to go back to Remy Ma in a scenario she did not want. Every bruise, every accusation, every moment of fear, she says, was a calculated attempt to manipulate her actions and choices. In her own words, it wasn't just about me. It was about them, about control, and about power. Claressa's Instagram live footage showed her speaking directly to the camera, faceless yet fully exposed, revealing the raw scars of trauma. She detailed each physical mark and emotional wound, narrating moments that sounded almost cinematic in their cruelty. She described the physical pain as relentless, but the mental anguish as far more devastating, a continuous cycle of manipulation, shame, and fear. This, she alleged, was the method, the design, the way Papoose allegedly maintained power over her while Remy Ma's presence loomed in the background. As the world watched, Claressa's pain became public property, a spectacle of tragedy unfolding live. Fans shared screenshots, clips, and reactions at an unprecedented pace. The story took on a life of its own, spreading across digital platforms with each second that passed. The reactions were intense. Disbelief, horror, empathy, and outrage flooded timelines. News outlets scrambled to confirm facts, while social media users debated, dissected, and amplified every statement. Claressa's narrative is not just about abuse. It's about betrayal at multiple levels: personal, emotional, and professional. She described the fear of public judgment, the anxiety of retaliation, and the sense of being trapped in a situation with no visible escape. She spoke of nights when the bruises were hidden beneath clothing, yet the emotional scars were impossible to mask. She spoke of friends who tried to reach out, of family members blindsided, and of an audience now captivated by a story too dark to ignore. The Instagram live session concluded with Claressa issuing a plea for awareness, highlighting how victims of abuse often suffer in silence. Her story, she stressed, is a reminder of the hidden battles many face, even when surrounded by wealth, fame, and power. But the viral nature of her video also underscored a different reality: the public spectacle of private pain, a modern tragedy where social media amplifies trauma even as it seeks to expose it. By the time the live ended, millions had seen Claressa's revelations. Every view, every share, every comment added fuel to the controversy, elevating it to a global spectacle. The narrative had crossed beyond mere celebrity gossip into the realm of faceless documentary storytelling, where the audience became witness to a story too real, too raw, too intense to ignore. Claressa Shields' Instagram Live was a turning point, a moment where silence broke, and the dark undercurrents of alleged abuse were revealed. The story, according to her, combines fear, power, betrayal, and manipulation, a complex web that intertwines with fame, music, and relationships. For viewers, this was more than gossip. It was a voyage into human fragility, a public courtroom for private trauma, and a shocking revelation that demanded attention, reaction, and conversation. Y'all, as we sit here analyzing the footage, the statements, the emotional impact, and the social media frenzy, one thing becomes crystal clear: Claressa Shields has opened a door that cannot be closed. Every bruise she showed, every tear she shed, every word she spoke in that live video reverberates across the internet like a storm of tragedy and scandal, leaving fans and observers alike in disbelief, horror, and anticipation for what comes next.
So y'all got to stop with that. I don't even like that narrative. I wish y'all would stop. It's like y'all just believe anything that anybody say.
Y'all, as the world digests the chilling revelations from Claressa Shields' Instagram Live, the fallout has been immediate and explosive. Social media platforms are flooded with reactions, opinions, and unrelenting debate. Every post, every clip, every screenshot is spreading like wildfire, turning Claressa's private trauma into a global spectacle. Claressa's allegations, according to her own testimony, go far beyond a simple argument or a moment of tension. She claims that Papoose's actions were systematic, deliberate, and terrifying, designed to assert control and manipulate her into submission. Fans watching the live reported feeling numb, horrified, and emotionally shaken, unable to comprehend the depth of the pain Claressa endured. The video shows Claressa narrating in painstaking detail the nights she felt trapped, alone, and powerless. She described how bruises marked her skin, but the invisible scars, the fear, the anxiety, the relentless psychological torment were far more haunting. Claressa alleges that this was a calculated attempt to pressure her into returning to Remy Ma, ensuring that Claressa remained a pawn in a game she never agreed to play. Every word she spoke resonated with raw emotion, leaving viewers in disbelief. As the story went viral, hashtags began trending, some in support of Claressa, others questioning her claims. Comment sections erupted with divided opinions. Hashtag stand with Claressa, hashtag Papoose allegations, and hashtag Hollywood scandal flooded timelines. Influencers, celebrities, and even investigative journalists joined the conversation, dissecting every detail of Claressa's account. The rapid spread of information, speculation, and opinion created a digital storm, one that shows no signs of subsiding. Claressa's account also highlights a broader tragedy, the struggle of victims in the public eye. She explained how fame does not protect someone from manipulation or abuse, but instead can magnify it, making every moment of pain visible to millions. She revealed how private moments became publicized trauma, leaving her emotionally drained while the world watched. According to Claressa, her live session was not just about exposing Papoose, it was about breaking a cycle of silence and revealing a reality often hidden behind fame, power, and influence. Every segment of the live footage shows Claressa alternating between composure and breakdown, tears staining her face, voice cracking with anger and sorrow. Viewers described watching her as both heartbreaking and horrifying, a live witness to alleged cruelty that many cannot even imagine. She emphasized that the physical abuse was intertwined with emotional manipulation, a dual attack designed to enforce compliance, submission, and silence. The viral nature of Claressa's revelation has also sparked intense media attention. Blogs, news outlets, and entertainment channels have jumped into the story, analyzing footage frame by frame, reviewing her claims, and seeking reactions from Papoose, Remy Ma, and associated parties. Every analysis fuels further speculation, and every headline amplifies the controversy. The story is no longer just Claressa's, it has become a cultural phenomenon, dominating feeds and conversations across platforms. Claressa described how her daily life became a battlefield. She alleges that she endured constant psychological pressure, being scrutinized and judged while trying to heal from physical injuries. She revealed the impact on her personal relationships, describing friends and family torn between disbelief and support, as the weight of the allegations strained bonds and heightened tension. According to Claressa, this public exposure has brought both validation and added stress, creating a complex web of emotion and public attention. This viral controversy has highlighted systemic issues, according to Claressa. She suggested that abuse in high-profile relationships often remains hidden, overlooked, or dismissed until it becomes impossible to ignore. Her decision to go live, to show bruises and recount trauma, was both courageous and unprecedented, offering viewers an unfiltered look into a personal nightmare that intersects with fame, power, and societal scrutiny. Y'all, reactions to Claressa's Instagram Live are as polarized as they are passionate. Supporters laud her bravery, applauding her for sharing a story that exposes manipulation and alleged violence. Skeptics challenge her claims, demanding proof, questioning motives, or downplaying the severity of her allegations. Amidst the controversy, one fact remains undeniable. Claressa Shields' words and images have shaken fans, celebrities, and commentators alike, igniting debate, outrage, and empathy on a global scale. Claressa's story is far from over. As the viral storm rages, she continues to face scrutiny, pressure, and attention, navigating a path that is as dangerous as it is public. Every social media post, every news clip, and every reaction compounds the tragedy, transforming a personal account of abuse into a full-blown cultural conversation about power, manipulation, and the cost of being a public figure. Boss, this is not just a scandal. It is a faceless courtroom, a public trial of morality, judgment, and truth, where the world bears witness to a narrative both shocking and emotionally devastating. Claressa's Instagram Live has made the private public, the hidden visible, and the painful inescapable. Each reaction, each discussion, each debate is part of a story that cannot be ignored, a viral saga that will continue to haunt social media, headlines, and hearts. Y'all, in this digital age, trauma shared is amplified, and Claressa Shields' revelation is a perfect storm of tragedy, controversy, and viral drama. The video footage, the injuries shown, the words spoken, they all serve as a reminder of the fragile humanity behind celebrity facades. Her live broadcast has become a symbol of courage, heartbreak, and shocking revelation, demanding attention and reflection from anyone who witnesses it. The allegations of abuse, manipulation, and coercion have now entered the realm of viral legend, leaving fans, critics, and the global audience grappling with disbelief, empathy, and outrage. Claressa Shields, standing alone before the camera, faceless yet fully exposed, has turned her personal pain into a narrative that cannot be silenced, ignored, or forgotten. This, y'all, is just the beginning. The story is unfolding, the controversy escalating, and the world watching every move. Claressa's allegations against Papoose, intertwined with the shadow of Remy Ma, have created a storm of gossip, tragedy, and viral spectacle that will dominate headlines for weeks, maybe months, to come. And the impact? Unmistakable, unforgettable, and fully shocking. Y'all, the storm is far from over. Following Claressa Shields' Instagram live, the internet erupted into chaos, debate, and outrage. Social media feeds are saturated with reactions, accusations, and disbelief, making it impossible to scroll without seeing someone's opinion, analysis, or shocking clip. Claressa's allegations against Papoose, she claims, were designed to force her back into a situation tied to Remy Ma, and now the digital world is divided, supporters versus skeptics, empathy versus doubt. The footage, according to multiple eyewitnesses online, left viewers staggered and horrified. Bruises on Claressa's body, tears streaming down her face, and the sheer intensity of her words painted a devastating picture of trauma and betrayal. She explained, in her own voice, the nights spent in fear, the emotional manipulation, and the constant pressure to comply with demands that were never hers to accept. The gravity of her claims cannot be overstated. Alleged abuse intertwined with emotional coercion, all documented and shared live for millions to witness. Within hours, the world began reacting. Fans flooded Twitter with hashtags like #ClaressaSpeaks, #PapoosAllegations, and #HollywoodScandal. Each post carried emotion, shock, anger, empathy. Celebrities and influencers chimed in. Some stood firmly behind Claressa, praising her courage for breaking a silence that had, until now, hidden the alleged truth. Others questioned her claims, calling for evidence or questioning her motives. The story became a live trial in the court of public opinion, each comment and reaction adding fuel to an already raging fire. The tragedy she revealed goes beyond physical abuse. Claressa detailed how fame, instead of protecting her, magnified her vulnerability. Every private injury, every moment of fear, was now a public spectacle. She recounted how the combination of emotional pressure and physical harm left her mentally fractured, navigating a world where every move was scrutinized, every word analyzed, and every tear documented. Her Instagram Live was more than a confession, it was a testimony of survival under extreme pressure. Y'all, what makes this situation even more shocking is the alleged motive. Claressa insists that the abuse was orchestrated not for revenge, but to coerce her into submission. She claims it was designed to maintain a relationship between Papoose and Remy Ma, effectively turning her into a pawn in a high-profile love triangle, one dictated by fame, image, and control. Her explanation left viewers both emotional and enraged, as the implications stretch beyond individual behavior into systemic patterns of power and manipulation in celebrity circles. The social media reaction escalated into full-blown viral chaos. Every clip from Claressa's live session was shared thousands of times. Comment sections erupted with debates about morality, accountability, and justice. Analysts on YouTube and news blogs dissected the footage, frame by frame, attempting to verify injuries, assess credibility, and understand the narrative. Meanwhile, memes, reaction videos, and TikToks proliferated, turning Claressa's private trauma into a global cultural event, watched, discussed, and dissected by millions. Claressa's account also highlighted the emotional weight of public exposure. She described the psychological toll of sharing pain so openly, friends reaching out in disbelief, family struggling to cope with public scrutiny, and the sheer exhaustion of reliving trauma on camera. She emphasized the dual nature of abuse, visible and invisible, physical and emotional, private and now viral. The impact on her mental health was as stark as the visible bruises she displayed. The alleged abuse, Claressa asserts, wasn't random. She described nights where every action she took, every word she spoke, was monitored and manipulated. The goal, she claims, was to control her behavior, silence her objections, and coerce her compliance in a relationship dynamic she never agreed to. She painted a chilling picture of emotional captivity, where every bruise, every accusation, every threat was part of a larger design. Y'all, the story took another dark turn when Claressa revealed how the pressure to return to Remy Ma created continuous anxiety. According to her, Papoose allegedly leveraged her public image and career to maintain power, threatening to damage her reputation if she refused to comply. Claressa explained how this strategy compounded the trauma, leaving her feeling trapped, powerless, and publicly exposed. The courtroom of social media responded immediately. Opinion pieces and live streams dissected every word she spoke. Fans debated hashtags, celebrities weighed in with support or skepticism, and news outlets scrambled to report updates. The narrative became a digital trial, where every user became a juror, every comment a piece of evidence, and Claressa's words the testimony. The story dominated trending lists, breaking algorithms and challenging the very nature of celebrity gossip as we know it. Claressa's courage in speaking out, she says, is a necessary act of defiance against abuse and manipulation. Her Instagram Live was not merely a revelation, it was a call to awareness, a public confrontation of actions that, according to her, are often hidden behind fame, image, and silence. The social media storm amplified the gravity of her claims, making her trauma visible, undeniable, and deeply unsettling to anyone who watched. Y'all, millions are now witnesses to what she described as systematic manipulation and abuse. Each view of her Instagram Live, each reaction video, each news segment reinforces the emotional weight of her allegations. Claressa Shields has transformed personal trauma into a viral narrative of survival and heartbreak, demanding attention from fans, critics, and the wider public alike. The digital landscape is now a mirror of the tragedy, reflecting every bruise, every tear, and every word back to millions of viewers. Her story, as intense as it is tragic, challenges the perception of celebrity life as glamorous and untouchable. Instead, it exposes the dark, hidden realities behind fame, control, and high-profile relationships. In the aftermath of the viral Live, Claressa's name dominates conversations. Public opinion remains divided, but one fact is clear: her narrative is unstoppable. Social media, celebrity blogs, and news outlets have amplified her story beyond comprehension. The allegations of abuse, emotional manipulation, and coercion have transcended gossip. They have become a cultural phenomenon, shocking, intense, and impossible to ignore. Y'all, as this viral saga unfolds, the world watches. Claressa Shields stands at the center of a storm of tragedy, scandal, and emotion. Her story is faceless, yet fully exposed. Her pain is public, yet deeply private. And the ripple effects of her revelation are only beginning. The shock, the outrage, and the drama are far from over. Every view, every share, every comment continues to fuel the fire. This is not just celebrity gossip. This is a faceless courtroom of the internet, a public trial of morality, justice, and human fragility. Claressa Shields' Instagram Live has shattered illusions, exposed hidden truths, and forced the world to confront the dark intersections of fame, power, and abuse. The tragedy she revealed will echo across platforms, conversations, and hearts for weeks to come. And as the world debates, reacts, and analyzes, one thing is undeniable: the storm is only growing. Claressa Shields' revelation is a viral-level event, emotionally charged, heartbreakingly real, and shockingly intense. For those watching, it is a story of pain, betrayal, courage, and public scrutiny, all rolled into a spectacle that no one can turn away from. Y'all, what Claressa Shields just revealed isn't just shocking, it's a wake-up call for everyone watching. Millions of eyes have witnessed her pain, her heartbreak, and the alleged betrayal that shook her world to its core. The scars she showed, the bruises she documented, and the words she spoke live aren't just headlines, they're a tragic reality that demands attention. Every second of her story screams courage, every tear is a reminder of the hidden battles victims face, and every bruise tells a story of manipulation and control. This is more than celebrity drama. This is a reflection of a world where power, fame, and influence can twist love into torment and trust into weaponized pain. Claressa has taken the brave step to make her private nightmare public, exposing a dark side of fame that few dare to discuss. The implications ripple across social media, news outlets, and the hearts of fans everywhere. People are talking, debating, and questioning, but Claressa wants more than discussion. She wants justice, awareness, and accountability. So here's the moment, y'all. Watch, listen, and pay attention. Don't scroll past her story like it's just another viral clip. Share it, talk about it, dissect it, but most importantly, remember the human behind the scandal. Claressa Shields' Instagram Live wasn't just content, it was a confrontation with reality, a cry for recognition, and a plea for understanding. If this story has moved you, enraged you, or left you in shock, then make it count. Comment, share, and let the world know this isn't just gossip. It's a tragic, viral testament to courage in the face of unimaginable pain. Don't ignore it. Don't forget it. Claressa's truth is out there, and it will not be silenced.